take hold of this moment. The Force is strong.
Make 10 men feel like 100.
We'll take the next chance. And the next. You're rebels, aren't you?
Save the rebellion! Save the dream!
So this is the story of Jyn. She and the rebellion, they steal the plans for the Death Star, and that basically sets up this great big fight. And I said in the other video, if you haven't seen it, you might want to check it out before you watch this one. This episode, Rebel 1, is better than The Force Awakens because you're actually getting into the fight. You're actually getting into the rebellion versus the Empire. Like, you're actually getting into the meat and potatoes. Whereas Episode 7 kind of was just, it was a lot of fluff. It was good, it was interesting, it was fun. But there was a lot of backstory, and it kind of just felt over fluffed for like a good portion of the movie. You're not gonna get that with this movie. They go straight into it. So Jyn is Felicity Jones, and I'm telling you right now, she was amazing. We didn't really get a character like this all the way going back to Leia. So I feel like this is the Felicity Jones movie. But the next one will probably be Diego Luna's setup. So, she's so good at this. But we didn't get that feisty fighter since Princess Leia. Really can't compare her to, I feel like Daisy Ridley was just a very younger version of her. In this one, we got a grown-ass woman fighting. And I think that's just one of the appeal of Star Wars. You have like a grown person fighting. It just felt like episode 7 just felt like the story of two orphans, and it's something that bothered me, but it kind of felt a little, I enjoyed it, but it still felt a little like Muppet Baby-ish. Like I don't want to disintegrate Star Wars, but this is the better episode, and I'm just going to double down and say that. So first of all, there are no spoilers in this. You're going to get Darth Vader. Darth Vader is in the movie. Something great happened. Well, there's an interesting plot twist with Darth Vader, and there's an interesting plot twist in general, and that plot twist comes in the third act. It's set up beautifully. The writing is beautiful. There are some lines in this film. It felt very much like Doctor Who. You know, you get those really good one-line zingers, like about, you know, what is your purpose in life? What is it to be in this universe? What is the purpose of the fight? It hit some very existential tones, and it hit some great tones, and it was so beautifully written. If you think of like Doctor Who, I'm thinking about like who has the really good writing. Mad Men has it, Vikings has it. It has this the writing in this movie is, you're just gonna sit, like you're watching the movie, but you're gonna sit back after and you're gonna think, oh my god, when they said A, B, and C, and your mind is still going when the movie's over, which it's beautifully written. Now on top of that writing, you're going to get some ridiculously soul-sucking you in fighting scenes. It's just so well done, it's so well crafted, it's great battle scenes. And these battle scenes are layered upon more fighting, and a big arc in the show is the war. It's just the war. Like that's a big arc, but it's really well done. I feel like in episode 3, definitely episode 1, the fight scenes were a little bit cheesy. They were better choreographed and better orchestrated in this episode. Remember how I always talk about the snowman, or in Moana I talked about how the chicken stole a lot of the movie? In this movie there's two people that just end up stealing huge chunks of scenes, and that's K2SO and Chirrut. Those two actors are just, the whole cast is really well integrated. You could tell they were friends, you could tell they hung out, you could tell they built chemistry. But those two, like when you watch the movie, you're like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Like they kept stealing scenes, and it was just, it's very addictive. this movie gonna suck you in for a good portion of your day, and it's gonna suck you in again because you're gonna need to see it a second time. Diego Luna pulls off something in this movie that you don't see well done often, and that is he's more than a sidekick. And this is why I'm saying the next one, the next episode, my prediction is he takes a bigger lead. His character is well written. He's not the sidekick. I think everyone's gonna think, okay, this is a Felicity Jones movie. Yes, but he is more than a sidekick. He sets a foundation. He sets a foundation in the movie that's necessary. Without him, there is really no rebellion, and you can't say that when they're a sidekick. In a lot of movies, the sidekick is forgotten. In a lot of movies, the sidekick, you could write them out. You could just chop those scenes out of the movie, and that main character can stand on their own. You can't do that with Diego Luna's character. He is so necessary for this damn movie, and so well done. Along with Forrest Whitaker and some of the other background actors, they just serve such a good purpose, and they're well written and they're well integrated into the show. And that's another thing I want to get to is the characters. It's nice to have fresh characters, but not just. I felt like in The Force Awakens, a lot of those characters were kind of, well, they were rehashed, but they were also kind of forced on us. It's nice to have, all new, pretty much characters that serve a purpose, that are well written, they're rounded, they're there for a reason, and it's nice to have a fresh cast that we're going to build upon instead of bringing in an old cast that you're going to kill off. You know what, I understood what they did, but this property just feels like a better story, and it worked, it worked so well. On a scale of 1 to 10, what do I give this movie? I don't think I've ever done this. I don't think I've done it. Don't think I've done it. I would give it a 10. I would give it a 10. It is not Transformers. It's not a cheesy blow 'em up movie. You get this. There is a part with Vader. I'm trying not to talk too much. I'm trying to cut this episode down because I don't want to spoil nothing. But there is an episode with Vader. There's scenes with Vader, and something comes out, and you're just like, oh. And then there's a plot twist in the third act, and then you're like, and then the writing is stupendous, but the action scenes are so well written. I give it a 10. To me, and this is what I've always wanted, really, and this is me growing up with Star Wars, I like a really well written plot and really well written characters, and then like good action. And for me, my TV show that does that is Vikings. And I feel like in the movie world, who does that is this episode. We saw it. I felt like this to me is an extension of The Empire Strikes Back. It feels like it's an extension of that movie, which is, I don't think you can get better praise than that. I feel like The Force Awakens was an extension of The New Hope, which was still a great movie, great writing, great setup, but I feel like this one is just it's just better because you just hit more notes in this one. You get a little bit of everything. You get more. It's less of backstory, more story plus action, and that's really what Star Wars is. So, and you could say too, it's an extension of The Empire Strikes Back, and it's an extension of The Empire Strikes Back. It's also an extension of Revenge of the Sith. You could say that too, because you had a good story, you had good build up, and then you had a beautiful fight scene, one of my favorites of all time, in Episode 3. And some of these fight scenes, you're gonna be like, it's just that good. So I'm giving it a 10. I've never done that before, but this movie, it was it. So let me know what you think when you go see it. I think it comes out late Thursday night, early Friday morning, so you have plenty of time. And that's it, no spoilers. But a lot of things happen, and it's too good. I might do another episode where we go into spoilers, but I hate talking spoilers. Even soon off, I hate talking spoilers because some people don't see it until like, if I was going to the movies, not in an early screening, I would see it like the 3rd, 4th week when like the theaters die down. So, all right, you guys, this was a 10. This is that good. Alright, you guys, that's it. If you haven't seen my first take, my first impressions video, that one is also up. It's called The Greatest Show on Earth. Live long and prosper. Like I said, bye. Also, I have a giveaway coming, so you might want to subscribe for that if you're into a guy named Mario.